Hey guys, I'm Dr. Giovanni Calisi, and today we're going to be talking about your campaign theme. In the last series of videos, we have been talking about the different stages in creating an engaging campaign. One that helps you fulfill your goals on the business side, but also one that grabs the attention of your target audience. But guess what? Today is movie night. It is a Friday night as I am recording this message. And as soon as we're done here, I'm actually going to be going out to the movies for a date night with my girlfriend. We're definitely looking forward to it tonight. I don't even know what we are seeing. But what I want you to do right now is think of your favorite movie. What was it that grabbed your attention? Why was it your favorite movie? How many times did you see it? And I'm sure that as you start to answer these questions, you're going to be thinking of the theme of the movie, which is the overall concept of it. You see, when you're creating an effective campaign, you need to have an effective campaign theme as well. Why? Because it's going to grab the attention of your target audience. And number two, it has to be extremely memorable for them. They not only have to see your content, but they need to remember it. So in this video, we're going to talk about the steps on how you can create effective campaign themes to help advance your business as well. All right, so before we even start talking about a campaign theme, I need to talk about a concept called frequency. This is a very important concept in the world of marketing. Because when we're talking about frequency, what this refers to is how many times your target audience sees the message of your campaign. How many times do they see your ad? How many times do they see your communications? Here's why this is important. Have you ever heard one of your friends start telling you a story, and then you thought you heard something and said, hey, hold on a second, can you repeat that again? Or how many times have you been in a seminar and you wish they could repeat a particular phrase? Same thing is in your campaign theme. If your target audience sees an advert once, chances are they're not going to remember it, it's not going to be memorable, and they're especially not going to take action. Those are the odds. What we need is we need our target audience to see our content not only once, not only twice, but a series of times using different forms of media. Because we need, and here are the odds. If you're using traditional media like television or radio, on average, it takes the average target audience member 2.3 times to 3.2. I know it's a tongue twister. 2.3 to 3.2 times that they have to see or hear your message before they take action. If they only see your advert once, chances are they're not going to fulfill the action that you want them to do. They have to see it multiple times to really drill in that theme. If you're talking about digital media, that number is much higher. It can be anywhere from 7 to 8 times. So what we need to do is we need to create a series, not just one communication, but we need to create a series of communications so our target audience can be engaged with our brand multiple times to get that frequency up and to get them to take action. Remember, marketing campaigns, you need to increase frequency. This is another reason why many campaigns fail. It's because they don't have the ad dollars or the consistency to get that frequency level up where it needs to be. They do a quick campaign. It's a low budget campaign. Maybe the target audience sees their ad 1 or 2 times, but it's not enough for them to take action. So for us to have an effective campaign, we need to make sure that we have numerous pieces of content on multiple platforms to engage our target in various ways. Now, here's the key. Not only do we need multiple levels of communication to get that frequency up, it has to be the same message. I see this all the time with local small businesses. They place one ad here that has this message, and the next week it's a different ad with a different message, and the third week it's a third ad with a third message. You're confusing your target audience, especially if you don't have a large market share, especially if you don't have brand awareness, and especially if you're a new company. If you have multiple messages going around, The target audience doesn't know if it's you or if it's a different company. It's just so many different messages. And that's why a theme is so important, because what a theme does for your campaign is it makes sure that you have the same message with the same concept regardless how many different platforms that you are using. So that's the key with a campaign theme is we got to increase our frequency level. We got to grab the attention of our target audience, but we also have to fulfill our goals of the campaign. So why is the theme so important? And there's three main reasons, and I just said them all. Number one, we need to be able to grab the target's attention. So we need a catchy theme that resonates with our target audience. Again, think of your favorite movie. Why did it grab your attention? Same thing with the campaign theme. We need something that's going to grab the attention of our target audience. Number two, it has to fulfill the goal of their campaign. It can grab the target's attention all day long, but if it doesn't help you fulfill the goal of the campaign, what good is it? And the third thing is we got to get that frequency level up high with the same message. So we need consistency throughout all of our communications. We need consistency throughout all of our communications in order to make the campaign effective. So that's why we need an effective campaign theme to fulfill those three goals. Okay, now the key question. How do you create a campaign theme that is effective and profitable to help you advance your business? It starts with the buyer persona. Now, you guys will see I have used this slide in so many videos, and you're going to see me continue to use these slides in many videos going forward. So we already have an extensive video on creating a buyer persona. If you have not seen it already, make sure you go to the videos and check it out. It's extremely important. So the first thing we need to do is we need to look at the buyer persona of our target audience. All right, who is the target that we're targeting this campaign towards? Make sure we understand what motivates them, what makes them tick, what their psyche is. And then what I want to do is I want to look at this campaign theme and I want to think where there can be similarities as far as what motivates the target audience and how I can fulfill my goals. And I need to create a theme that's going to grab their attention. So what would grab their attention? Well, maybe I look at their passions. What are they passionate about? What are their interests? How can I use one of those to incorporate into the theme? I might look at their goals. What are they trying to accomplish? Is there something there I can incorporate into a theme? What are their problems? What are they trying to accomplish? What are their pain points? What are the pains of their problems? Can I incorporate that? You might simply look at what forms of entertainment do they like? What are their personal preferences? What's their ideal image? What questions are they constantly asking? So you kind of want to start at that point first. Focus on the target audience. Focus on their active motivations. What motivates them to act? And use that as a starting point for your campaign theme. Okay, so now once I've found some key elements in my buyer persona, what do I do next? And this is another slide that you have seen as far as our video on branding. Yeah, I'm giving you a lot of homework, asking you to go back and see many different videos in the past. They're good videos. We keep on reinforcing them, so make sure you check them out. There is a video on branding. So notice what I've done here. I have looked at my buyer persona, and I've identified a key active motivation that I can develop a concept and a attention-grabbing theme around. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my branding profile. And can I use something in my branding profile to bring the two together to create an effective campaign? Now, I could use the same motivation. I could use the same concept, the same image, hex, fonts, tagline, logo, etc. And that actually, my brand profile could actually be the theme of my campaign. Let me show you an example. So here is Chick-fil-A, and I use Chick-fil-A a lot. I'm actually pretty hungry right now. It is 6:17. I have not had dinner yet because I've been recording these videos all day long. And yes, there will be some food before the movie. So I am extremely hungry, and I can't wait to get out there. So Chick-fil-A. This right here is a basic campaign theme. what do you notice as far as consistency in similarities? All of these images have a cow. They all have this funky, funny looking scribble handwriting. They're pretty much all telling people to eat more chicken. And you see the Chick-fil-A logo. That's what we mean by a theme. If I just showed you one of these cows and completely took the Chick-fil-A logo out, you would still know what brand it is. Why? Because there's consistency. You have seen this image, you've seen this theme, you've seen this concept so many times, you know exactly who it is. So we fulfilled this element of frequency. 2, grabbing the target's attention. Well, how is it grabbing the target's attention? Well, what is the overall concept of Chick-fil-A? Upbeat, uplifting, wholesome, family fun. And you see a fun little way that they play on cows, right? Typical fast food joints have hamburgers, and you have the cows saying, hey, don't eat the hamburgers anymore. Don't eat meat. Eat chicken instead, right? And you have the funny handwriting and the funny different positions and the stuffed animals and everything. It's just a funny, light, humorous way to bring forward the brand. And that really is the concept of the Chick-fil-A brand. So again, you see a concept reinforced. You've seen the same colors, the same hex, the same imagery, the same concept, the motivations, light, fun, uplifting. So that's one option, is you can create your campaign theme that is using the same exact items of your brand. Now, you could also veer off your brand a little bit and have a independent campaign theme if you want. And when you do something like this, it's the same exact items that you defined for your brand, except now you're doing it for your theme. So motivation, again, go back to the buyer persona. What item in the buyer persona, what active motivation are you going to build your campaign theme on? Is it going to be based on belonging? Is it going to be based on esteem from others, self-image? Is it going to be based on self-respect as far as their passions or their problems or their goals? Is it going to be based on curiosity, helping them fulfill their frequently asked questions? Is it going to be altruistic, an element of charity, making people feel good? So what key motivation on your buyer persona are you going to focus your theme on? Concept. What is the overall idea of this campaign that has to grab the attention of the target audience? Remember, the campaign is about them, not you. You need to grab their attention, not highlight yourself. So what catchy concept can you use to grab their attention? Image. When your target audience closes their eyes and they imagine your theme, what images come to their mind? Hex, what are the different colors that you're going to use for your theme? What are the hex codes? Fonts, what fonts are you going to use? Are you going to have a tagline? And then right in the middle, what's the overall image? This can reflect the overall image of the campaign. Here's why this is so important, especially when you're doing more advanced campaigns. You are going to have multiple people producing multiple pieces of content in their own little silos. You might have an art director that's creating a video. You might have a graphic designer that's creating graphics. You might have a web developer who's creating a landing page. You may have a videographer who's creating the video reels. You have all these different people operating on these different types of content. Though many, they need to be one. Though many, they need to be one. Even though you have different people creating all these different types of content, it still needs to have one cohesive, unified theme. Regardless what piece of content it is, the target audience needs to know it's the same brand, it's the same campaign, because it follows the same theme. Think of a movie series that has multiple movies in the franchise. Fast and Furious, Harry Potter. Can you imagine if one of these movies had a sequel and the main characters weren't even in it? How would that throw it off? or if the visuals of it were completely different. You're getting the point. It has to have the same theme. And unless you take the time to identify what your theme profile is, all those different individuals working on your content are not going to know how to keep in sync, right? So it's really important for you to map out and create this theme profile so everyone in your target, everyone in your who's creating the campaign has the same information. I want to give you an example. Nike. Now, you know Nike's brand theme is simple black and white. Nike just do it with the swoosh. A couple of years ago, Nike created this is actually a fantastic campaign. It's called Snow Day. In the caption below, I'm going to have a link to the video of the campaign of the TV ad, as well as a link to a video that they created of behind the scenes. It was a very interactive campaign. So what motivation did they use? Well, I'm going to go back to the define. So what they wanted to do is they were targeting individuals who work out outside, and it could be athletes, it could be high school athletes, could be collegiate athletes, but it could be the average day person who is simply just goes out jogging a couple times a week, goes out cycling a couple of times a week. And it was geared towards the wintertime, so obviously it's colder outside. And when you go outside to work out, obviously you need something that is thin and flexible enough for you to move and work out in, but also warm enough to keep you warm in those frigid climates and the frigid temperatures. So that was the overall direction of where they wanted to go. That was the target that they were going after. As far as a motivation, what they focused on was this concept of nostalgia. And primarily what they focused on is, some of you may have remembered this, especially if you're in the north, but if you are back in the days when you're going to school, and if it snowed out the night before, you woke up in the morning, there's snow on the ground, the first thing you would do is find out if school was canceled. And then if school was canceled, you'd get all bundled up, you'd go outside, you'd go hang out with your neighborhood friends, and oftentimes you guys would have a pickup game of football. We have the different neighborhood kids all coming together. One group's on one team, another group's on another team. You're either playing tag or tackle. So what Nike did was, in the Snow Day campaign, is they created a very, it was a very creative campaign theme where they reenact that nostalgic feel, except they use professional athletes. So Gronk, who was a professional football player, tight end for the New England Patriots, he's the main character. And it shows him waking up in the morning as if he's still a school kid. On the radio, it says school's canceled for the day. He looks outside, it's snowing out, and he walks around the neighborhood, and he picks up all of his friends who are also professional athletes from various sports. They come together and they play a pickup game of football. So that's the concept. So you see, the motivation is the nostalgia of having a snow day when you're growing up, and the concept is professional athletes reenacting that nostalgia, having a pickup game of football. So now we've had a motivation, we have our concept. So now let's talk about the image. When we're talking about the image, what is the mood, the look and feel, what characters? So I'm going to show you a couple of, remember, you can watch the videos in the description below, but I want to show you a couple of print ads. And I want you to think, can you pick up on the image, the look and the feel? So here's one right here. Here's another. Here's another. And here's the last. Can you see the consistency? So what do we have? As far as the mood feel, it's more of a frosty feel. You have whites and blues. Characters, you see the same professional football athletes in the different adverts. Get out here. That is actually the tagline, right? You see it right on top there in the middle. You see it right here, and you see it again. They actually use it as a hashtag here. Now look up. Here's something interesting. Not only did they have different types of media adverts, but they also had a live event, Get Out Here Challenge. It was in Chicago in December, and you can tell it was a couple of years ago. But notice what's happening here. They created a TV commercial. They created a behind-the-scenes YouTube video. Here you see an advert on ESPN.com. Here you see a banner ad on their website. This right here is a live promo. This right here is a social media post. Look at all those different pieces of content. Look at all those different mediums that they used, even live in-person promos. But still, regardless how many different pieces of content they created, same motivation that they're appealing to, that of nostalgia, same concept, same image, same colors, same hex, same fonts, same tagline. You see the consistency. And by them using this consistency, one theme, used multiple times over and over and over again, now you can start to see how they're building consistency. And they're getting that frequency level up, and they're getting that engagement up. They hope that you saw the TV commercial while you're watching a football game. They hope you see it on ESPN. They hope you go to their website to learn more about it. They hope you look at their YouTube video. They hope you see the content on social media. And they also hope you go to one of their live local promotions. Multiple pieces of content, all with the same theme that fulfills the goal of your campaign, that grabs the attention of your target audience, and gets that frequency level up. That's how you create a powerful theme. All right, so just to recap, create your theme profile. It can either follow your brand, it can be the same exact thing as your brand profile or if you want, or do you want to create an independent campaign theme that is supported by your brand? Your choice, what works best for you. But don't start an advertising campaign or don't start a social media campaign without creating your theme profile first. Because once you start building that consistency, once you start grabbing your target's attention with the same message and you get that frequency level up, watch how much more effective your communications are. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. I'm going to eat and I'm going to the movies. Hope you have a great day.